So to talk just a little more about LinkedIn, be sure that you include a photo. It has been shown that those who don't include photos in their profile are much less likely to be clicked on for people who are browsing for potential candidates or responded to if they do a request to connect. It also just helps people remember who you are. You know, if you met at an event and you send a request to connect, your photo on LinkedIn helps you, it reminds them who you are. So make sure if you're job searching that your information on LinkedIn matches your resume. Recruiters in particular may be kind of picky about, well, you said on your resume that the time frame was here, was this much, but on LinkedIn, I'm seeing something different. Just make sure that it all is in alignment. Make sure you have an effective summary statement. So underneath your photo, there's a statement about you. Make sure, have a statement. So you might say, biology master's, UNT biology master's student exploring fellowships in the field of sustainability. So that's kind of the first thing people will see. Something like that can be very helpful as well. Make sure that you're highlighting your transferable skills. So even if you don't have work experience that relates directly to your career aspirations, put it in there and then highlight, the types of deadlines, the numbers, the quantitative results that you've achieved in other types of positions. And as I said, be sure that you're sharing and commenting on people's posts. If you publish something, you have a paper or some research that you're proud of, put that in your post, put it in your feed, post it. People will click on it. And that's a great way of getting some attention to the work that you're doing in your graduate studies. Okay, and then I'm going to go now to LinkedIn and just show you a little bit about how you can do some searches in your networking for jobs or other types of opportunities briefly, because I find that a lot of people aren't really aware that you can do some pretty neat searches in LinkedIn to help you proactively network and identify people to connect with. So when you're in LinkedIn, if you type up here in the search field, University of North Texas, you can come to our alumni student community. And the first time you're in here, if you've never been in here, be sure and click on follow. It does occasionally happen that someone who's an alumni or an employer is browsing through looking for someone that they, someone to fill an internship or some position that they may have. And occasionally someone might even proactively reach out and say, are you interested in applying for this opportunity? But when you're in here, once you are here, if you click on alumni, this is where you can do some pretty interesting searches for what other people in your field of interest are doing. And you can use it both to identify different career paths as well as to start to network. So we have over 200,000 members of this community. You can go in and say, I want to see people in certain areas. Of course, Dallas-Fort Worth is the biggest area, as you would expect for the people in this community. But you can you can enter other cities here. You can enter different countries and see if we have alumni who are a part of this community who are there. Also, these are the top employers of the people in this community. So you can get a kind of an idea sort of the top employers. If you click on next, I never look at this column. I just don't think it's very rich, but this what they studied. You could say, I want to see what other people, and so me being the College of Science career coach, obviously I'm a lot of science examples, but this works for any type of major. But so you add it, so I added in chemistry here. So now we've got this many alumni. You can quickly see who the top employers are of those alumni. Now let's say that someone is interested in, for example, food science is an area that a lot of time chemists are interested in. So let's just enter food. I'm just going to enter the word food as a keyword. So now we've got 266. So we can scroll down and start to see where are they living, where are they working. Looks like some of these like Topgolf, that's probably a student. There are a lot of students who are a member of this community, but you can scroll down and start to just kind of see what are some of the people in this field who graduated with a similar degree. Now, I don't know, you can't really, until you get into the individual profile, they may have an undergrad or they may have a graduate degree. But so for example, you could go in here and look at this person who's a food safety specialist at United Supermarkets, learn more about what he or she is doing. You can see a little bit about what their career path has been. You know, you might not have been aware that there's health and food safety interns at City of Frisco. That can be an opportunity that you might want to learn more about. You could click on the employer logo to see if they have jobs posted and learn more about them. Here is her education. So she did get a master's at our Fort Worth campus, as well as an undergrad in chemistry, or it looks like actually biology with a minor in chemistry. You can see her different certifications. Now, when you're at the point that you're trying to network, so let's say perhaps that you are interested in knowing if Frisco still has a need for interns, you can do a request to connect, message they're going to try to upgrade you to a paid account. Normally there's a tile here that says connect. If it's not there, just click on these buttons and then you'll find it down here. And then you can add a note. So I would just, my screen is, let's see what's happening here. Add a note. You have up to 300 characters that you can use, and you could just say, hi, Tanya, I am, you know, I'm going to be graduating, or I'm currently pursuing my master's in such and such. It looks like you had an interesting internship at Frisco. Do you still have contacts there? And if so, would you mind sharing them with me? Or could I send you my resume and you could forward it for me? You can also do this for her current organization. You know, you could say, do you know of any opportunities underway or that are available right now at United Supermarkets? It looks like you're doing some really interesting things there. And then give her your email, give he or she your email so that you can have more of a detailed connection that way. Now, if you don't hear back on LinkedIn, don't be discouraged. Not everyone lives on LinkedIn like Amy and I do. You could always, you know, get the contact information for United Supermarkets, call the headquarters and say, I'm trying to reach Tanya Silvera. Can you please share her contact information? And then you can drop her an email or put a call in. So that is one great way of using LinkedIn alumni community. Just get in and play around with this a little bit. I think there's a lot of great ways that you can use this to try to identify contacts and learn more about career paths and things like that, and educational certifications and so forth. Other social media, you know, depending on your field. So if you're in a creative field, you're probably going to see, you know, different employers and influencers, professionals in the field using Instagram, for example, or even Pinterest. Sciences, which of course is the area that I specialize in with my students, Twitter has become really quite a platform for sharing research and sharing different types of, you know, developments. Oh, there that went again. That people are doing in their field. So Twitter, you know, is pretty robust in terms of serving all fields. And I've been surprised to see how involved it has gotten with regard to the science community. So if you have personal accounts where you're sharing pictures of your dogs and, you know, so on and so forth, probably go ahead and mark those as private while you're undergoing a job search or while you're applying for maybe another graduate program. You just don't want to confuse the two. So have some professional accounts on your targeted media where you share things that are professional. Again, just be sure that you are commenting and sharing and liking people's posts. This does get you noticed. It does help people remember you. And Google yourself every now and then, just see if anything weird pops up. I Googled myself a couple of years ago. I probably need to do it again, but something popped up that it wasn't awful, but it was just, it didn't portray me in the professional light that I wanted. It was kind of a online portfolio that I had done for a class where we had to use a particular platform, and I'd never really finished it out. And I had forgotten all about it, but that was out there. And so Google yourself every now and then, make sure you clean up anything that's kind of out there that you'd rather people not see, to the extent that you can.